Tonight's Town Council agenda on this episode of Barnstable Today. It's Thursday, March 7th, 2013. I'm Sarah Colvin. Town Council meets tonight at 7 p.m. Council President Dr. Deborah Dagwan joins us on this episode of Barnstable Today to give us the lowdown on the orders of the day.
Well, we have the Cape Cod Rail Trail, which runs about 22 miles through the towns of Dennis, Harwich, Brewster, Orleans, Eastham, and Wellesley. They will be giving us an update on the bicycle networking through those various towns. So that should be an interesting presentation for those that enjoy the cycling path.
Absolutely, and I believe that there are plans on the table to extend that path through Yarmouth and perhaps into Barnstable as well, so hopefully we'll hear a little bit about that too.
Yeah, that should be exciting.
Absolutely.
Under old business, we have amending the zoning ordinance for prohibiting a variance within 300 feet of any scenic highway. So that would basically include 28, 132, and 149, but this particular one is looking at prohibiting a variance for 6A. And pretty much in the area of Marston's Mills Village and the West Barnstable Village Business District. And let's see, I think we don't have a lot on the agenda, but
Exactly.
That's open for a public hearing. You never know how the public hearings will go.
Exactly.
And we have two on the agenda, 065 and 082, which both items are dealing with the marijuana moratorium. And the planning board has sent forth some recommendations to the town council that we can act upon in trying to extend the moratorium so that we have time to really look at the regulations when the Department of Health finally sends down the guidelines in May. So,
absolutely, and it looks like up for a public hearing is that the establishment of a temporary moratorium on the establishment and permitting of medical marijuana treatment centers. So that should be some interesting discussion, I think, at during that public hearing.
Yeah, and we're also going to appropriate orders for about $50,000 for the planning of the marijuana treatment centers. So that was going to be more of a study.
Absolutely. Always good to look at those things. And of course, still under old business, some more appointments to a board, a committee, and commission. Looks like for Council on Aging, Housing Committee, Community Services Awards Committee, and the Zoning Board of Appeals. Yes,
and we will be voting on those Friday night. That's the second reading, so those people will finally be appointed to those committees.
Absolutely. Nice to have some fresh faces on some of our boards and committees. Deb, looks like the first order under new business 2013-079 is the appropriation and transfer of $7 million into the Capital Trust Fund. Can you tell me about this particular agenda item?
Well, this item, for the most part, has to do with each year we have to set aside an equal amount, or 4% of the general fund of the operating budget, and it's set aside as free cash. And it's usually money that's left over from the school department or school department savings and the municipal side savings. And we split our budget with the school 60-40. School gets the 60 and we get the 40, the municipal side. So actually, at this point, the school will be contributing $4 million from their savings, and the town will be contributing $3 million to bring it up to that $7 million that we need. And it's usually done for unforeseen expenditures, or set aside for extraordinary kinds of things that may occur.
Absolutely, and so that's the first item under new business. And I have to say, I mean, I talked with Fred a lot about this too. We have just a phenomenal grant writer over at the Barnstable Police Department. Does a wonderful job. So there's a pair of grants that are going to be awarded to the Barnstable Police Department Thursday night as well.
Yes, Ms. Aline does most of the grant writing, and the police department is going to receive a couple of grants as well. And one of them has to do with them getting bulletproof vest, and they have an ongoing process. I guess this grant is an add-on award to awards that the police department has received in prior years. And I guess basically they said that these bulletproof vests usually last up to about 5 years. So this seems to be something that they have to continue to request money for to just keep the force up to date and keep our officers safe in the line of danger as they go out into the fields.
Absolutely, and I think that's $18,900 from the Bureau of Justice Assistance that is giving that for bulletproof vests, and the other one looks like $17,500 for emergency management operations, certainly, and that was certainly put to the test in February during our nasty winter storms.
Oh, yes, and we're hoping that's over, but we're in the March now. Let's hope we can get through without any other major storms, but
absolutely,
here we may have a little rain coming this week.
That's okay. Rain is fine. It's springtime after all. So really not a huge agenda tonight. I think one thing I want to mention as well is the Commonwealth Award presentation. I believe Town Manager Tom Lynch may be making a presentation on that at the beginning of the meeting too, and that's the Creative Community Award that Barnstable recently received. Yes,
he said that he was going to talk a little bit about that, and he may talk a little bit during his presentation, the town manager's communication about the shelters and around the issues concerning the shelters, that we didn't really have one established here in town for the storms. We've had warming centers, and so I think they're going to look into possibly trying to establish a stronger relationship with the Red Cross to see if we can get some volunteers to support a continuous shelter during storms like.
Indeed, that Councillor Dagwan certainly was one of the biggest concerns that I heard from residents as well, whether it was on Facebook or here through the show. Certainly people concerned about that, so I know that the chief and the town manager are certainly taking a look at ways in which we can improve sheltering should we have another emergency.
And I'm hoping he'll give us some kind of timeline too for to address the solid waste issue as well. We had a workshop a couple weeks ago, and some recommendations came out from that, and we're hoping to work with the town in terms of establishing a timeline to address those issues, because the contract with CMAS is coming to an end, and we need to be proactive in responding on how we're going to handle our solid waste issues here in town.
Town Council meets at 7 o'clock tonight in the second floor hearing room at Town Hall. You can watch live on Channel 18 or stream it live through the website town.barnstable.ma.us. Well, Barnstable iForum is the town's online virtual town hall, a place to go to share your thoughts and ideas for moving the town forward. New topics of discussion are now online and awaiting your input. You can take part in a survey from the Renewable Energy Commission about your recycling and solid waste habits as the town prepares for the end of the CMAS Covanta contract and is considering some changes at the transfer station. You can also weigh in with your thoughts on medical marijuana as the town considers a temporary moratorium and a zoning overlay district for medical marijuana treatment centers. An open forum is also available to share whatever it is you may be thinking of. That is also available. You can log on and sign up today, barnstableiforum.com. With Barnstable Today, I'm Sarah Colvin.